When the question asks you to sketch a graph like this, y equals to 2x squared plus 3 over x minus 2, x cannot be equals to 2. First thing, you see that the numerator, the power of the numerator is square. The power of the denominator is 1. So you have to do a long division. Okay, so this will be 2x. Multiply this 2x squared, multiply minus 4x. Put a negative in front, and then you are going to have remainder of 4x plus 3. How to remove 4? Plus 4. I will have 4x minus 8. Put a negative in front, and then you are going to left with 11. Okay, so now I can rewrite the whole equation as quotient 2x plus 4 plus remainder over divisor. Okay, if you do not know that after writing this, the first thing you have to say, the vertical asymptote is x equals to 2 because x cannot be equals to 2. So then you have to review the videos in front. Vertical asymptote x equals to 2. And as well as the quotient, in this case, it is in the form of ax, mx plus c. It's called an oblique asymptote. Is y equals to 2x plus 4. Okay, next thing is before we go and key to the GC, use your pencil and ruler, draw an axis y, draw an axis x, draw x equals to 2, as well as 2x plus 4 over here. Okay, now when you key this into your GC, very common you are going to get something like, okay, so this is the end result. If you press zoom standard, you can only see one part of the graph. So be careful. When you can only see one part of the graph, you have to press zoom fit, which is number 0. And then you will be able to see there's one graph here as well as one graph here. Okay, now very important is the second graph actually doesn't matter. You can draw it just close to the axis, turn and go it away to this side. Okay, but the first graph that you are going to do, because if you can see, you press zoom standard again. Okay, you do not know whether the turning point turns before, it feels like it turns before the intercept. So I'm going to use my second function, calculate maximum point. On the left of the maximum point, enter, and the right of the maximum point, enter as well, enter, and you're going to see that the x coordinate is negative 0.345, the y coordinate is negative 1.38. So I'm just going to write it down over here. Turn before the y-intercept, and then it goes down. The x value is negative 0.345. The y value is negative 1.38. And this guy is negative 1.5. Just by subbing x equals to 0 into this, you can see we are left with negative 3 over 2. Now, the minimum point over here, again, I'm going to use second function, calculate. I can't see the graph right now. You can either press window. I know that I need to look higher up there, so I have to change my y maximum to maybe 30. And then I press my graph. I am able to see the other graph down here. This is in fact nicer for you to draw. Okay, press second function, calculate again the minimum point. Go to the graph that is on top. Scroll right until the cursor comes out at the other side. Press enter, and well, on the left side of the minimum point, on the right side of the minimum point, and then you press enter right now, you will have 4.3 5, as well as this very long string of values over here. Okay, if you can't make out what is the y value, okay, let me write down the x value. That will be 4.34, 4.34, comma. Okay, all you need to do is to press right a bit. Yeah, you will see that the y value didn't change much because the difference is not very big, right? 4.34 is roughly in between here. So this is 17.3. Okay, so this is how you sketch this graph when the GC only shows you one of it. There's always the other one at the other side. Now, to answer the other part of the question is, the graph cannot lie between these two lines. Okay, so if you look at this graph, if I draw a line here, there will be no roots. Okay, whenever I draw a line here, there will be no roots. So there will always be no roots from the minimum point of this part to the maximum point of this part. So what are these two values? And when we are talking about this way, we are talking about the y value. At this point, y is equals to 17.3. At this point, y is equals to negative 1.38. So this is your answer already. There will be no y for these 2 points. Look back at the question. It cannot lie between the lines between these 2 points where p is greater than m. So P is going to be equals to 17.3 and then M is equals to negative 1.38. But if the question is asking for it to be exact, then you got to look at the next video. I will show you how to present this kind of question in exact form.